Okay folks, welcome back. This is your old pal Hondo doing another video for you on a basically kind of a review and how to disassemble your ZEBCO 33 classic one ball bearing reel from 1984. Okay, this right is here. The reel in question. This is the 1984 ZEBCO classic 33. It's a push button reel, closed face reel, spincast reel, spinning reel, whatever you want to call it. There's different ways to do this, but first thing we're going to do is cut the line off, reel it in, and this is for maintenance purposes only. This one has one ball bearing, brass pinion gears, magnum gears. It's also got a helix gear system as well. It's very easy to take apart. First thing you want to do is set the drag to the lowest setting and then remove the cover. Hold on to it, remove it, it comes off really easy. Hold the handle down like so, and then just take the spinner off. Now you could take this and spray some WD-40 in it and take a toothbrush to it. This is already clean. Right here on top it says wind the line that way, but we're going to remove this pin. Okay, pin comes right out sometimes it don't. It's been pre-lubed, so then you're going to remove these two washers, the plastic washer and steel washer on top. Remove the spool on the bottom, the drag will come out. This is the drag spring and metal washer, and another plastic washer comes off the bottom, goes back on that washer like so, goes back on there like this. You have to get it into the little groove to push it down in there on top of the drag right there. Remove it, and then the whole center top piece. If you got to replace this spool with an old spool from an old reel, because that's what you're going to have to do with this type of reel. Now that that's done, you can take off the bolt that holds the handle on by wrenching it off with a size 10 wrench. Comes right off. Sometimes it comes off a little easy, sometimes it don't come off easy. And once you remove it, you get it to a point, you can just remove the nut by hand from there, and it just comes right off like that, and there's no washers underneath it. Now once that's done, you can remove the rear of the reel, which is the rear cover, and should just pop right off. Sometimes it's a little tight, sometimes it just pops right off. Once you remove that, you remove the little pin right here with a pair of pliers. It's a little plastic piece that goes right here. Remove it, comes right out. And you can remove the center pinion gear, which is already greased, and you know, it's brass, it's made out of brass. It's really nice. Magnum helix gear system from the 1980s. This does not come out. This is permanently in place. Now when you do that, you're gonna have to remove the anti-reverse switch. But you want to do is you want to click the switch over until it exposes this little clip right here where you push it in to pull it out. Once you pull that out, you remove it, and right here's the little anti-reverse pawl switch that just comes right out like that. It's this piece here, and on top of the wheel gear is a small little switch. Now to remove that, it's easy. Just take a small pair of needle nose pliers or surgical pliers, remove it, and pretty much that's all you need to do to remove all of that. That's all that comes out. Now this is a little tricky to get oil in the inside of here. You have to drop it on the inside of the wheel. When you're cleaning this, you have to take some WD-40, spray it all in there, spray it all over the pinion gear, all over the ball bearing. Take a toothbrush, clean it all out really good. Take a small rag and wipe out the excess WD-40, and then you just recoat it with some bearing grease on that gear and on this gear itself. To replace it, all the stuff back in it, you have to put the pinion gear back in it first, like so. Make sure the the wheel gear, the Magnum gear wheels are running free and smooth in there. Then you replace this little switch right here behind the wheel gear. It goes right on that gear like that right there. It goes on there like that. And this little R switch right here goes in this way behind the slot, behind the wheel. Lays like that right there. Now, this is the tricky part where you gotta basically move this little gear out of the way, push it down until it goes underneath that switch, and it should lay right on top of there. And takes a little bit of coaxing. So now we can put the switch back in again and hope it works this time. The way you check it is with the handle, and there you go, it's working. And it's working just fine. Once you get that in there, you could replace this little plastic piece. Goes behind the wheel gear right here, holds the wheel gear into place. Once you do that, now that's pretty much reinstalled the gear. But once you clean that, that basically will help the ball bearing on the inside get clean. So when you clean it, that ball bearing needs to be oiled a little bit too with a little bit of oil. It's already been cleaned. So once you take a toothbrush to both sides of the frame, and you take a toothbrush to this and all the other parts, and that's pretty much how you take that apart to clean it. Put the back plate on. There's a little notch right here, as you can see, it goes right there. Don't put this upside down, it won't work right, and then it should pop back into place. And you want to reinstall the gear here, and you might want to put a little bit of oil in the drag here too as well, like a drop of oil in there like this to keep the drag from seizing up. You just lay the drag gear back inside of it like so on top. Okay, it goes in like that, I guess. I might have done it wrong, I don't know. But the metal gear washer goes on top. The metal washer will go on top of there, and this little plastic washer will go on top of the metal washer. And then you can put the spool back in there like so, and you put the little plastic Teflon drag washer on top, metal washer on top like that, and make sure you got it set to the very lowest setting there, and I hope that's on the lowest setting. Okay, there it goes. I had to push the spool down a little bit harder. Okay, now when you do that, I gotta put the stupid pen back in. Pen goes in like this underneath the washer. Sometimes it'll go in easy, sometimes it just don't. There it goes. That's in place. Now you can tighten the drag up as tight as it'll go to see if the drag's working properly. Which I might have messed it up here, but oh well. Seems like it's working. Yeah, it's working. Just make sure you test the drag before you put the spinner cone back on. Okay, it's working. Now that that's done, we put the handle back on right here, like so, and put the nut back on the handle, like so. So you get it hand tight, and then take a wrench and wrench it down on there. And once you wrench it down on there like so, like that. Replace the spinner cone by twisting it on there, and until you get a nice firm tight, and put that on there like that. And make sure this whole end goes down, and it goes in this little groove here. It has a little little notches right here on the reel, which will guide that back into place. And there you go. That's how you disassemble and reassemble a ZEBCO 33 from 1984. Okay folks, if you like this video, please hit the like, share, and subscribe on how to disassemble and reassemble and maintenance a ZEBCO 33 ball bearing classic from 1984. This is not a feather touch. Later on in the 90s they made the feather touches from the classic series. I hope you all like this video. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. And this has been your old pal Hondo from Hillbilly Tactical. You put God first, he puts you first every time. And you know what else, YouTube? God loves you, so does Hondo. Peace out.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.